Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more math with Miss Pellegrino. In this video, we're going to take a look at multi-step word problems. So these are your word problems that involve more than one step, which is why we call them multi-step. So let's take a look at a few examples. As a reminder, these are some of the charts we used in school when we did word problems. We discussed the cube method of doing word problems, where we first circle our numbers, underline our question, box in the keywords, and then explain how we can solve the problem. So we'll make use of this in our problems today, although as we are doing some multi-step problems, we'll see that we may have to go back and forth between a couple of these steps. We also discussed this chart here. It's a little fuzzy, sorry about the picture quality, but this has some of the key words that we discussed when dealing with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division word problems. Remember that keywords are not a guarantee that you're going to use this certain sign, but most likely you would. So if you see in all together, total, and sum, these are all good clues that you might be adding in that problem. So let's take a look at our first example. This example says, Carrie brought 24 cookies and Max brought 36 cookies to a class party. There are 28 students in the class. Can everyone have 2 cookies each? Oops, did not mean to do that. So first off, let's go ahead and cube this problem. So I'm going to circle my numbers, 24 cookies and 36 cookies, 28 students in class. We want 2 cookies for each one. We're going to underline our question. Our question is, can everyone have 2 cookies each? And while we're at it, let's go ahead and box in our key word here. Hopefully you guys noticed that each. Each usually means there's going to be some kind of multiplication or sometimes division. So we'll keep that in mind as we're solving the problem. So now that we've cubed it, we have all of our important information marked. Let's go ahead and explain. How can we solve this? Well, our question is, can everyone have 2 cookies each? In order to solve this, I need to know, well, how many cookies will we need? Everyone needs 2 cookies each, and I know there are 28 kids. So 28 kids, each one wants 2. So remember each, we're going to multiply that. And let's see, 2 times 8 is 16, we'll carry our 10. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 means 5 tens. So I need 56 cookies to make this work. Do we have 56 cookies? Well, let's reread and find out. It says Carrie brought 24 cookies and Max brought 36 cookies to a class party. It doesn't tell us how many cookies we have, but they tell us that we have 24 cookies and 36 cookies. Let's find out how many cookies we have all together and see if we have the 56 necessary cookies. Whenever we have in all together, those kind of words clue us in that we're going to need to add to see how many cookies we have in total. 4 plus 6 is 10. I carry my 10. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So I have 60 cookies. I needed 56 cookies. So the answer to, can everyone have 2 cookies each, is yes. So not only did we solve this problem, but we made sure to answer the question at the end. They asked, can everyone have 2 cookies? And our answer is, yes, they can. Not only can they have 2 cookies each, but we'll actually have 4 cookies left over. We only need 56, and we have 60. So again, in this problem, we used our cube strategy, and we used more than one step. We multiplied and added to solve. Let's take another example, kind of like that one. This example says, a class is collecting cans of food for a food drive. The class wants to collect 200 cans. So I'm going to cube this as I read now. So we circle our numbers. There are 25 students in the class. If each student brings 1 can to school each day for 1 week, how many more cans still need to be collected? Well, we've already circled our number, so let's underline our question. How many more cans need to be collected? We can also box in any keywords. I'm going to grab a different color so we can see it more clearly. We saw, well, pause for a moment, look for the keyword yourself. Hopefully you saw that there's a couple eaches in here. Remember that each usually clues us into some kind of multiplication or division. There's also a keyword or phrase, rather, here in our question. They ask, how many more? Remember that how many is not a keyword because that could apply to just about any sign, but how many more usually means we're going to have some kind of subtraction involved. So let's keep that in mind as we solve this problem. Let's explain to ourselves how can we solve it. Our question is, how many more cans need to be collected? Well, in order to find out how many more I need, first I need to figure out how many do I want to have in the end. I have here that they want to collect 200 cans. So 200 cans is their goal. To find out how many more they need, I know that's going to need some kind of subtraction. So let's figure out what we need to subtract. How many cans do they already have? So we need to subtract how many we have. Looking back in our problem, it doesn't tell us how many cans we actually have, but it does tell us that there are 25 students, and each student is bringing 1 can to school each day. So I know there are 25 students, and each kid is bringing 1 can to school. Each tells us that 25 students times 1 can per student means they are bringing 25 cans every day. 25 cans per day. The problem goes on to say that students are bringing 1 can to school each day for 1 week. So it's 25 cans every day, and they do this for 1 week. Now this is a school week, so I know that 1 school week has 5 days. Remember, we don't go to school all 7 days of the week. So I say, okay, 25 cans times 5 days in each school week means that we'll have 125 cans at the end of this week. So now we've solved how many cans do the students already have. They have 125, and we know they need 200. So now we can go ahead and solve the problem, answer our question. So I'm going to get rid of this because now we can fill in the actual number. They needed 200 cans. They have 125. So let's subtract, doing my regrouping so that we can subtract all the way across. 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 2 is 7, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So they still need 75 cans to reach their goal of 200. So I'll double check and make sure I answered the question. How many more cans need to be collected? We have solved and found that they need 75 cans. So again, we used our cube strategy to mark out important information. We looked at what the question was, and we asked ourselves, how can we answer that question? When we needed more information, we looked back in the problem and reread to find it. This last problem is an example I want you to try on your own. So I'll have you pause the video and give it a shot. When you're done, I'll go ahead and put up the answer for this one so that you can read through and see if you got it correct. So go ahead and pause and try it out yourself. All right, here is the solution. I've already written it all out for you, so pause again and read through it and see if you got the correct answer of 4 pizzas. In reading this, I realized that I made a typo. Sorry about that. All right, everyone, that's all I have for this video. So again, as you're doing these multi-step word problems, use your cube strategy and don't be afraid to reread the question and reread the problem to find all the information you need to solve. Good luck, and we'll see you next time.